Hello guys, here we have question number 18 from Check Your Understanding exercise of the chapter Electric Current from Pathfinder. So yeah, let's start. Plates of a parallel plate capacitor have area A and the distance between them is 2d. A dielectric slab of area A and of thickness d is made of weak conducting material of resistivity ρ and relative permittivity epsilon r is inserted in the capacitor. The plates are connected across an ideal battery of electromotive force V through a switch. Find the following quantities: maximum current within the dielectric, initial and final charges on the capacitor plates and on the faces of the dielectric, and the time constant of the charge building process on the faces of the dielectric. So basically, here for the first part, what we need to we can clearly see is that maximum current here will be at the initial moment only. As the time increases, it will tend towards zero, and finally at t equals to infinity, the current will be zero. So here, to find the maximum current, we consider that an electric field of E is there in the region where there is no dielectric, and in the region of dielectric, the electric field will be E over epsilon r. So here, the potential difference across the plates, which is V equals to E times d plus E by epsilon r times d. So from here, the electric field E is equals to V by d times epsilon r over epsilon r plus 1. Now we can write an expression of the electric field within the dielectric and the current density as 1 by rho multiplied by electric field in the dielectric, which is V E by epsilon r, equals to current density J. So this is current per unit area, so this is I by A. So from here, the maximum value of current I maximum will be equals to E A over rho epsilon r, which is equals to V A over rho times epsilon r plus 1. So this is the answer for part A. Now for part B, we have to find the initial and final charges on the capacitor plates and on the faces of the dielectric. So considering first initially, assuming charges equals to q on the conducting plates of the capacitor and small q on the plates of the dielectric, or on the surface of the dielectric, what we get is the expression we get is E equals to q over a epsilon naught. This is for the initial movement. So the charge present on the capacitor initially is equals to va epsilon naught epsilon r over d times epsilon r plus 1. This is the charge on the capacitor at the initial moment, and the charge, similarly the charge on the capacitor va epsilon naught epsilon r minus 1 over d times epsilon r plus 1. This can be found again by applying Gauss law in a pillbox like this, and you can get the value of small q similarly. And finally, the it can be considered to be a capacitor, and this dielectric can be neglected at the infinity time. So the charges on it will be basically, let's say, q prime over here and minus q prime on this plate, and then on the dielectric it will be minus q prime and q prime. So the charges on the capacitor and the dielectric will be same at the moment, and their magnitude will be capacitance times the voltage, which will be q prime equals to capacitance, which is epsilon naught a by d in this case, because finally the dielectric can be neglected, multiplied by v. So this will be the charges finally on the capacitor and on the dielectric plate. Now for the third part, we need to find the time constant of the charge building on the process of phases of the dielectric. So let's assume that a charge q at any general time, a charge capital Q is on the on the conductor plate, and a charge of small q is on the dielectric plate. So the equations we get from here are just like part 1, V equals to q by a epsilon naught times d plus q minus small q by a epsilon naught times d. So from here what we get is 2q minus q over times d by a epsilon naught equals to v. So let's assume this is equation 1, and the second equation, just like we found in part a, q minus small q over a epsilon naught multiplied by 1 by rho equals to j, the current density, which is dq by dt over a. So a cancels out, and this is the second equation. We can substitute the value of small q from the above in the second equation, and finally the equation we get is dq by dt is equals to epsilon naught av minus qd over 2d epsilon naught rho. You can check it by solving out yourselves too. And from here what we get is dt by 2d epsilon naught rho equals to dq by epsilon naught av minus qd, integrating this, and finally a factor of d will get cancelled here. So from here we can clearly see that the right hand side of equation becomes something like t by 2 epsilon naught rho. So t by r, this is of the form t by rc. So this is the time constant which we were needed to found. So here the time constant, or tau, equals to 2 rho epsilon naught. The LHS will solve, which can be solved to be from ln times some equation of q, and then q can be written as q naught times e to the power minus t over tau, which is, and the tau is this. So yeah, this is the final answer for part 2. Thank you.